So the one surprising thing that is a lot more expensive than I was expecting is bottled water. So for whatever reason, the bottled water here is for like a 500 milliliter. You're gonna pay around $2 if you go to a 7-Eleven or one of these other type stores. And the bigger one can be like the 1.5 liter. That one can be like $3.50, $4, which I think that's expensive even for America. So I don't know what's going on with that. Apparently the water here is drinkable and it's very good quality. So maybe it's a way to discourage people from waste and drinking bottled water. But it's funny because some of the other drinks, like there's a drink, you might have heard of it if you've been to Japan before. It's called Pocari Sweat, and it's kind of like a Gatorade. It has electrolytes and everything in it. And this drink is not expensive like the water is. So I don't get it. And I'm not just talking about Evian. I mean, just kind of any no-name water that you would buy in the store that in Thailand or Philippines or another country would cost you maybe 80 cents US, maybe less, maybe as high as $1.25. Here it's damn near $3 for no rhyme or reason. So that's been surprising, but like everything else hasn't really given me a feeling of sticker shock, like damn, I can't believe it. And as I mentioned, even with the housing, it's expensive, but it's not LA expensive for a hotel. It's not New York expensive for a hotel. Not at all. It's not Dubai expensive for a hotel. It ain't cheap, but it's also not, super prohibitive like I kind of had heard. Yeah, here's an example. Okay, so this one is much cheaper. I'm surprised. So these little waters here are $1.20, but in the supermarket, a 500 milliliter was like double, triple that price. Okay. Coconut water is $1.30. So just to give you an idea, $1 here is like 75 cents US. Okay, they got the pagoda. I think that's what you call that. Right there. I think you call that a pagoda. That's that Chinese-ish structure. It's beautiful. They even got like a monster at the gate, looking like Mortal Kombat. So we're almost where we're trying to go to. And this city is pretty alive for the population on a Saturday night. I'm not even sure what the population is here, now that I think about it. I mean, it's a small city-state. Like, you could drive from one end to the other end of the country in about 30 minutes, I believe. So that's an island, that's, you want to compare it to something like the Canary Islands or Madeira in Portugal. I don't think it's even that big here. No, it can't be, no. It's probably, maybe it's the size of Madeira. Maybe.
So hit that like button. I'm putting in work out here. I swear to y'all, I'm putting in work.
And there's plenty of places to eat. This place looks like it just shut down, the Maxwell Food Center. But I still see some people over here at the tables. So some of the places in here are still open at this time of night, at midnight. So this place I'm supposed to go to now, I think it's open till 4. So I don't need to rush to get there. I just wanted to get a nice, good walk in. If I knew it was gonna be this hot though, I would have changed clothes. For sure, for sure. But it's good. I'm gonna sleep better because of this. I'm actually surprised that my voice is not more congested because earlier, man, I was going through it. That's why I'm gonna get some soup. Should help a brother out a little bit. I hope we didn't pass the place. It should be maybe one more block down. Trying to multitask, look at my phone, and film at the same time. But at least here it's safe, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have to worry about somebody see me and I'm distracted, oh, he's sweet, they go and get me, try to get something, try to take advantage. Like here, you know, they probably got more money than me, like the average person, right? Or if not, they just not on that time. You know, it's not that type of energy. All right, so yeah, I told you, man, they just love to eat. Everything is open at midnight. You're never gonna go hungry here. I'm telling you. All right, this should be it. This should be what we're looking for. Yeah, we made it. All right. So this is Cook Street. Is this the place? Yeah, this is it. The Ramen and Charcoal Bar. Saint Signature Hotel, so it's a hotel restaurant. And they're known for that late night ramen, baby. Late night ramen until 4 a.m. It's the spot to go to. They're gonna save your life out here. You're leaving the club all messed up, need some ramen, they get you right, they got you. All right, so the guy said I need to scan this and then I can place my order through that. I noticed that's quite common in Asia, is that you just scan. All right, so this is a fish soup. I'm gonna try it. Got some nice chunks of fish right here. This is a potato right here. It goes really well with the sauce. It's a little spicy, not too spicy. Lots of flavor. So I want to show you guys some other things in the city. As you can see, this is where all of the major skyscrapers are. I don't know what this district is called, but you've got all the banking hubs. You always have your metro line station. And we're about to cross another bridge. It's always one more bridge to cross. That's kind of a metaphor for life, right? No matter what you've accomplished, there's something else to accomplish. You know, the journey's not over until you're dead. That's what they say anyway. So I think we're gonna cross this other bridge and it's gonna take us to another part of the city. And then eventually it's gonna lead me back to where I started at. So this is pretty cool. I don't know what this is called, but you've got this monument here. And to really get a good scale of it, you have to zoom back. But the detail is next level. Got this city carved out of the metal here. I'm impressed. I like to see stuff like that. All right, and we're coming up on the water now. And it's about 2 a.m. I just passed through some clubs. Some youngsters were in the park getting their skateboard on. There was a club, looked like one of them alternative lifestyle clubs based on the zest for life that some of the individuals had. Some of the outfits were kind of outlandish, but compared to Thailand and some other places, it was nothing. You know what I mean? You'll see worse in the States. So not too noteworthy. So there should be a bridge here. If there's not, I'm going to be upset. There's nowhere to cross. There's got to be some way to cross over here. Yeah, we got that bridge. That's what I'm talking about. Take a look at that. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, why don't you? So this is the Singapore River Walk. Since 1910 is this picture here. This dude pulling a rickshaw. That's how they were doing it back then. Established in the 1820s by some colonizers. Alrighty then. But I like the colors right here. Got the red. The other one is like a purple blue in the distance. But I think we're just gonna cross, yeah, we're gonna cross on that first bridge. And it's gonna take us to a park, and that's gonna get us back to where we need to be. Back on the dream, back on the scene. Feeling like a sex machine. Y'all know what it is. So I'm gonna cross the bridge. Then there's a theater on the bay, and then from there, cut through the War Memorial Park, and then I should be back in business. All right, I think I got my game plan strategy, my strategy mapped out. Hopefully this bridge isn't closed. I see some dudes, they look kind of official standing at the bridge. Maybe they're just guarding it. We got some statues here of the guys loading up the ox-drawn carts. It's crazy, they were living like this probably only, 70 years ago? And this guy's got the typical Chinese, the single braid that they have in those old kung fu movies. And I guess this guy is, one of the European founders. And look at the height difference, man. This is me and one of these local guys back in the day. Not that they're a lot taller now, but I think they were even smaller back then. Okay, so this is the bridge. This is an old notice, and it says, this bridge is prohibited to any vehicle of which the laden weight exceeds 3 CWTs and to all cattle and horses. So they're talking about taking cattle and horses on this bridge here. This had to be, 60 years ago? 70 years ago? And it's just me. This is the truth. This is Singapore in a nutshell. A clean city, a forward-facing, modern, advanced city, developed city, city-state country, Actually got to read up on the history. I've been saying that now, but I have to do it. I know a little bit about Hong Kong and how they kind of transformed things, because it's just a small little rock that became a trading post as it connected China with the rest of the world. And I'm assuming it was something similar here, where, you had the East meeting the Western merchants, and a lot of the wealth stayed here. It was maintained due to whatever tariffs or trade agreements they had at the time. I know they separated at some point, but I don't know what year that was exactly, from Malaysia, and they went their separate ways. Now they're two different countries, but they're still connected by land, actually. This is a smoke-free park, is what it says here. Fine is up to $2,000. That's like 1,500 USD. They're not playing about that. You will not smoke over here. No, you won't. Just gonna continue along, and I think it's gonna be more or less a straight shot. Just gotta go straight and then turn, and then that's that. I don't think I've seen a scrap of trash anywhere since I've been walking around. They're not playing out here. I think they fine very heavily. I think that's one deterrent to get people to act right. Slap people with those crazy fines, maybe a little jail time. They're gonna learn today. Gotta give you guys a shot of this. This is the Victoria Theater. This is really impressive. It's the theater, and then you have the Memorial Hall over on this side. I don't think you guys really have a sense of how huge that building is. Looks like the White House. And then you have this like alien looking saucer in the middle of it on top. And this is all what we see from the park right now. So I think this is the long, boring part. As this is just a park, there's not a lot to see at nighttime. Not a lot for me to say at nighttime. It's quiet. I can imagine coming here with your old lady and having some fun. I don't see any cameras, but that doesn't mean there aren't any cameras. I saw like 3 people look kind of homeless-ish, but that was just way back there. Nowhere near this area, but that was the other area. All right, I'm back. Y'all can see me in the full detail now. I've just about made it back to the heart of the city. It's given me a different appreciation now for Singapore. I can say it kind of has a Disneyland type feel to it, where it's just a little too perfect, you know what I mean? Too manicured, too clean, you know? I know it's weird to say a place can be too clean, but it almost feels like that. Like it's just kind of artificial, but it could be worse. I would honestly rather a safe, artificial place than a chaotic, maybe unpredictable, but dangerous place. You know what I'm saying? But I guess it depends which stage you are in your life. But I think a lot of people would go with this over the other extreme. I imagine a lot of people from developing countries could come here and really change their lives, really stack up money and bring back to their home countries, or simply establish a life here and start a family here and live very well by international standards and definitely by regional standards. So all in all, Singapore seems like a cool place. I can tell it's not for me long-term or anything like that, but I'm glad I was here. I'm glad I can check the box for my lifelong global journeys. You know, J Focus has been to Singapore as well. Y'all can't tell me nothing. You know what I mean? When it comes to this travel game, to this all around the world, to this Mr. International, you know what I mean? Who can do it like this? You know what I mean? You got some cats, they've been to 18, maybe 20 countries, start beating their chest like they King Kong, like they know the world now. And some of these dudes are quite young, so it's funny to me, but you know, we've all been young. Certain things you just need experience, you need time before you realize that you never knew anything. You have to be humbled, and that comes with time and experience, and we call that wisdom. Because you can be smart, you can be intelligent, you can be knowledgeable, but wisdom is that extra element when you combine those things with experience, with consistency. And I feel like that's lacking more often than not when we talk about content creators in this space. But that's enough for this little rant that I had. Shout out to everybody doing their thing. It's all respect. So yeah, as far as the females out here, they all right, they cool. Nothing you would come here, go out of your way for. They're better than in Taipei, on average, I think. Of course, that's going to depend on what part of town you're in and what specific girl you're talking about, but I think per capita, it's just a little bit better here. And there's more diversity here too, because you have brown people, you have some Indians, etc. Not that they're gorgeous or anything, but in Taiwan, you have no diversity, none at all. So you gotta really like Chinese chicks. I think the whole time I was in Taiwan, how many non-Chinese chicks did I see? Or did I interact with? I mean, it was the Caribbean student girl, and was there any other ones? Not really. I think I've seen more younger white women here than in Taipei as well, and better looking ones. Not that they were anything special, but compared to Taiwan, they seem better looking. I think the main reason for that is due to the language. You know, to really function here, all you need is English. Whereas in Taiwan, you're gonna be handicapped if you don't learn Chinese, which is going to be a turnoff for a lot of people. Well, if you've been with me this long, use a real one. Shout out to the real ones on Patreon. You know, that's the first tier. If you want to see some uncut videos, you want to hear my raw opinions, why I can't get censored, that would be the place for that. That's the place where you ask questions, specific ones that I didn't address in this video, and I can give you that real game. Because I do it for the people who, they respect my time and they support. You know, that's how this thing works best, you know. Quid pro quo, one hand washes the other, all that good stuff. See, I'm spitting Latin at y'all. Y'all ain't know I spoke Latin with that quid pro quo. Et tu, Brutus? Yeah, that's that edumacation. Now I'm talking about? I'm just messing around. Yeah, brother is gonna relax tomorrow. I'm gonna tell you that much. I done put some miles on these shoes right here. I tell you what, I walked what, like an hour, 45 minutes? I don't even count steps because I usually want to run. If I'm gonna do something cardio, I want to run. I don't want to do this leisurely pace, but even now at 2 in the morning, this heat is something different. This heat is something different. I'm telling you, it is, it's nasty. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow, chilling after I land in Malaysia. Hopefully they don't play me with the accommodations. That has been a recurrent theme over the last couple of weeks, is they've been kind of playing me with these accommodations. Here was cool, this hotel, I mean, it was everything it was supposed to be. But in some different places, it is different. So we'll see what we see. But I want to relax. I think I want to watch a good movie. Can learn something. And until next time, this was your guy Jay Focus, reminding you to stay focused.
This thing is a light that's better than y'all.
Focus, man. Hoes, let's just talk about hoes. Can't